I know it is not fun to hear when you're on a weight loss journey at all, but one of the things that is true is that your body does crave what you put in it. This was something I was in denial about for a long time in the beginning of my weight loss journey, and I think since I've come to terms with it, it helped me become way more successful in a quicker amount of time. When it comes down to what works and the law of thermodynamics with calories in versus calories out, obviously, you are going to be successful with weight loss if you are in a calorie deficit, period. You can do that on a calorie deficit made of crumble cookies, or you can do that on a calorie deficit made of chicken and rice only. Or you can do what most people would argue is the right route, which is kind of finding that middle ground balance where you incorporate things that you love in moderation while also having a good foundational basis of nutrition consistently. However, I think a lot of people think that moderation is a lot more than moderation actually should be. Yes, you absolutely can work things into your diet that you love, like Krispy Kreme and crumble cookies and fast food. But it is true that the more you have those things consecutively, the more your body is going to crave them. And it seems like this is common sense, but I used to have the mentality of like, whatever I can fit into a calorie deficit is fine. It's going to work for my goals. When in reality, I was just making it harder on myself to get over those barriers and those cravings, because I was putting all this effort in to rearrange my day calorically around things that were more calorically dense, right? Say I wanted to go get donuts with my husband in the morning. And what I was doing is basically just creating a pattern of my brain and body expecting those things, right? And I'm sure we would all argue that it's a lot harder to execute on a calorie deficit when you're spending 500 calories on donuts in the morning rather than spending 350 calories with 30 grams of protein and then having a lot of caloric room throughout your day and having a breakfast that keeps you way more full and satisfied because it's more nutrient dense. So yes, it is important to work in cravings when you have them, but a lot of times it also can be beneficial to create a habit of not giving into those cravings so that you can get to the point where you're not craving them as much anymore and it's not as much of an obstacle for you to overcome. You can do that easily by finding other breakfast alternatives. Like for example, I have a raging sweet tooth. Instead of eating donuts every morning, now I make high protein dessert pancakes and I eat them at 10 a.m. Now, because I've been having these and I make it a habit, my body and my brain wake up expecting this, craving this. It's been so long since I've had a crumble cookie that I don't even think about that anymore. My husband literally asked me the other day when we passed, he was like, do you need crumble cookie? I was like, what? I haven't even thought about it. It doesn't even cross my mind anymore as something that I crave because it's not something that I do in frequency. And that pretty much stems from like the aggressive cut that I did this year. I obviously made it a non-negotiable for me to not have stuff like that because I was being very, very disciplined. And so I kind of just forgot making that an option, if that makes sense. So yes, we can be smart with fitting in cravings into a calorie deficit, but remember, you also have control over reducing the amount of cravings that you have by not feeding them to your body as often. In the beginning, it's going to be a little bit more hard and take a little bit more willpower, but over time, just become conditioned to eat the way that you've constructed your habits to be, which then makes it easier for you to hit your goals, whether that's weight loss or maintenance.